I don't know. I would do it. I would do it. Like, it's the first thing I would do. I would brag about every possible accomplishment that I had, just to get the messaging out there. But with Trump, though, what's funny about Trump to me is, isn't it hilarious that the conservatives see Trump as like this alpha dog? And like the guy, it's like the guy has never done a hard day's work in his life. His hands are soft as baby shit. He's got like, dyed platinum blonde hair in like his late 70s. He's caked in makeup. He wears girdles and high heels. And it's like, you're telling me this is your paragon of masculinity? But what it comes down to is the only masculine trait that Trump exhibits are the toxic ones, like the being a bully, being cruel, being callous and uncaring. And that's what they really care about. That's what they really like. It's not about masculinity in general. It's about, the malevolent nature of toxic masculinity.
They have a complete misconception of what it is to be an alpha, right? Like, an alpha doesn't need to say they are an alpha. They just simply are, and everyone knows it when they walk into a room, right? An alpha is going to care about the whole tribe before he cares about himself, right? Like, they absolutely have no idea what it is to be an alpha male. And that goes back to that video that I did. That the guy that did the video that I stitched was saying, when a man is like truly masculine and alpha, it causes the female to feel safe, right? He's the protector, he's the provider, he is strong and silent, like, and everything that the right is could not be more opposite. It's even lower than beta, screaming and crying, grievances and
Oh,
complaining, and everybody's cheated me and everyone has stolen from me and women won't fuck me, and it's because of themselves. It's because of themselves. You know what I mean? Like, they have it all ass backwards. But this is why there's a decline, because women, we are so turned off by that. And it's not even just MAGAs. It's so many men listen to Andrew Tate, Joe Rogan, fucking Elon Musk. And like, that is the most repulsive thing, I think, to the majority of women. Like, all of these men are signing up for these courses and learning how to be an alpha and
I
treat women
know.
like 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 treat your bitch like shit and she's never going to leave you. Why do you think you guys are single? This is why. Because you view us as property, you treat us like trash, you do not bring anything to our lives. And there's such things as vibrators now. Like, we don't need men to have sex or for anything else anymore. But I think this is why we're seeing all these things, is because men have a completely ass backwards idea of what it is to be a man. You said you guys don't know what it is to be, and I think it's because you have never really had a great example of one, like, ever. Like,
Yeah.
ever.
And well, I mean, we had examples, but the examples fit the paradigm of the time. And the paradigm of the time was basically a guy with a lot of money. That's really what it came down to. You have a lot of money and chicks are going to be throwing themselves at you. And guys still think that. And the best way to debunk this is, I'm glad you mentioned it, Elon Musk. Like, if you ask your average woman, like, Elon Musk is the richest man on planet Earth. Are like, how many women are just thirsting over Elon Musk? Like, none of them. So like, the money isn't what does it. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's like he couldn't be. I'm not even a woman, and I can tell, like, he couldn't be more repulsive. Like, there's no way that women like are just oh God, I gotta jump Elon Musk's bones. Like, it doesn't matter how much money he has. The kind of person he is an immediate turnoff.
Completely insufferable. Like, completely insufferable. No amount of money or trips or anything could make the majority of women want things like that these days. But you have this entire generation of men who, I think a lot of them have daddy issues. I'm being really honest. I think a lot of these men that are caught up in this like alpha thing is because I don't think they had a strong sense of father figure in their home, or how their father treated their mother, or whatever it is, because they're looking to these vile, disgusting men in such an enamorous way. It's actually like really weird, like to see the simping of these type of men and the thing that alleged straight men, you know, type about them on the internet. But honestly, I think the obsession is because they had a lack of a father, or their dad didn't teach them appropriately. You know, like I honestly think that's what it is. I don't think it has anything to do with mommy issues. I think they had no male role model, and that's why they think someone like Donald Trump is a god, or some 5'6" guy like Joe Rogan, who had a reality show called Fear Factor, is now this all-knowing man of everything on the internet, and if he drinks his own pee, I should too. And it's just really quite pathetic that men have, they just are looking for some kind of sense of, they have no sense of self, that they're trying to recreate the personalities of these men that most women despise. It's kind of, it's not shocking why the birth rate is dropping. You know, when smart men would be like, you know what, chicks hate all of us, maybe I should write a manual on how to be sufferable or something, you know what I mean? Or instead of being so angry about why women don't want to date them, or instead of saying women are too high maintenance, or this or that, it's quite the opposite, right? Because we don't need men to pay for anything anymore, right? Like we've gotten pretty much equal on jobs and stuff. So men want to say, you know, women are asking for too much, or they're this or that. No, it should be, how do I rise to meet that so that she wants to be with me?
Yeah, that's a fascinating way to look at this, because if you really think about it, when it comes right down to it, men aren't really interested in women. If you really think about it, like they really aren't, because like, so you got a guy and he's like, okay, you know, I want to get me a smoking hot, you know, girlfriend. But why do you want that? You want it so other men will respect you. Like that's really like that's
You can
so
have the physicality of it, right? But
yeah.
most of the time, the way down there is through here. You know, the way downstairs is through our mind, is through our heart, is to get to know us in a certain way so that we want to open ourselves up to men that way.
Yeah. And the
They
guys,
want to do the work to do that, you know?
yeah, it's and like the guys don't actually care about the woman. Like they don't. Like it's like, hey, this is like it, like you said, like it's an object to make me look better. And like and which is why, you know, they don't look at them as people. They look at them as like an accessory to you know, up my status. And the confidence thing you mentioned, this is so all right. So going into personal territory here with me is that this is something that took me a very long time to figure out. And it's why what's the word I want to use? I it's not that I relate. Oh, it's not that I sympathize a lot with like manosphere red pill guys, but I relate to it. I understand it because I've been there. And like I was a red pill guy for like 6 months, you know, in my life. And I know, right? It's so so like, for once again, it comes from the fact that guys don't know what to do. You know, they're told you know, hey, be nice and be sweet and she'll like you, and that's not enough. That's like basic human being shit. That's not going to get you anywhere. And men kind of think, they kind of treat women like video games, that you put in the proper input and then you get the result you want. And that's not, no, they're not video game characters. They're people, and you treat them like people. And that's how it works. But so if you grow up like an average guy, like a guy that doesn't have, you know, anything spectacular about him, you you look around and you was like, okay, well, I'm going to be nice and you know, being cordial and being, you know, obsequious, and I'm having no attraction for women at all. I have plenty of women friends, but none of them want to fuck me. And this goes on for years. And then you see like your friends who are the worst human beings on earth, and they're getting laid left and right. And then a joke I made when I was younger was that I've seen plenty of women break up with guys for being too mean. And I've seen plenty of women break up with guys for being too nice. I have never seen a woman go back to a guy who was too nice, but I see them going back to mean guys all the time. And so guys see this and they think, well, then why not be mean? Like, what am I doing here? I'm wasting my time. And then you start to resent women for it. You start to resent them, and because you think, well, I'm doing everything right. You're not, but you think I'm doing everything right. And all my female friends tell me that they're upset that men treat them badly, and I'm trying to be nice, but I can't, get anywhere. And so they go down this dark, hole of depression, and then you end up with manosphere folks, and they're saying, well, look, it's just the women themselves, like they're born evil. And what they fail to realize is that women are not attracted to jerks. That's how we see it. Like, from our point of view, we see it that women are attracted to jerks. Women are attracted to men with confidence and leadership skills. And a lot of times, like, assholes are just brimming with confidence. And so it's easy to like hack the system that way. But then men are faced with, when you talk about the confidence, I'm the point with this is that men are faced with this problem with the confidence, because you can't just have confidence. You have to earn it. You have to actually do something to be confident. And if you're not, then you're not getting anywhere either. And so they kind of get lost in this, and they get depressed and they get sad and everything, which is something that I try to do this a lot. Like I since I've been there, and I try my best to like find, like, if I run across guys like this and tell them like how the world actually works, that, the person you are on the inside, like showing that you can be confident and you can be, self-assured, and you can show strength without being an asshole and get the same results. And by the way, men make this mistake, guys make this mistake too, where they make their primary focus on, I need to get a girlfriend. It's like, that's a mistake too. Like, what you need to do is work on yourself and be the best person you could possibly be. And then not only will women be more attracted to you, so will men, so will people you work with, so will people you collaborate with. Like, it's all about internalizing these ideas of improving yourself as a human being, and then you're going to have success in life, because they think about it completely backwards, as you said. But I do get it, because I went through it, and I try, because a lot of young guys will comment on I whenever I do videos and stuff like this, and they'll be like, oh, well, it's easy for you, you're handsome. And it's like, well, thank you, I am, but it's like, but that's not it. Like, you can be a handsome guy, and yeah, sure, it's easier for handsome guys than ugly guys, obviously, but it takes a lot more than that. Like, that'll get you in the door. But if you're a handsome guy and you have no personality, or you're creepy, the creepiness thing too. So a lot of guys will go up to women, and they'll think women are cold and like distant, because they walk up to them and they're like, hey, how's it going? You want to hang out sometime? And I tell them, look, you got to look at, and they turn them down. It's like, okay, well, I guess they don't like nice guys. Like, no, listen, you have to look at this through the eyes of a woman. It's impossible, but try your best to do so, because being a woman, you have to live every single day, every minute of every day. You go outside, and half the population could kill you with their bare hands. Like that's a fact of life. And so if you have a guy, it's like someone 3 times stronger than you, walk up to you, and he's hesitant, and he's like, like, it makes it look like you're hiding something. And so like men don't, or how I phrase this, women care a whole lot about a man's personality and his like the kind of person he is on the inside. Men care too. It's not like they don't care, but women care a lot more because they have to. Because if a woman is going to spend an extended period of alone time with a man, it's very important to find out what kind of man this is. So men don't think like that. Like they've never had that thought in their lives. I was like, you got to see it from her eyes that you're coming out. You're not trying, like most of these guys are not trying to creep women out, but you absolutely are when you're being all skittish and weird like that. It makes it look like you've got something to hide.